Good evening and welcome to the Pitch Sports Show on KCOG Centerville, live from your local Hy-Vee store. I'm Russ Ocker. Along with me, as always, is the Hall of Famer Chadley Koestner and Mr. Josh Bryce, who we will see maybe if he has some Hall of Fame skills tomorrow night. Lots to talk about here on the show tonight, including the Faculty All-Star game that is all the buzz. Last week we had the draft, and now we are just about 24 hours away or so from game time, and we'll see how it all shakes out. But tonight we have our winter sports finale. All of our seasons are over, and we'll be putting a wrap on the wrestling. Caden Cosridge, congratulations, a 7th place finish at the state tournament. He's on the stand as a freshman. That means there's big things to come for that young man. Coach Matt Johnson will join us in just a little bit to give us his take on the state tournament. And also Matt Krusich will wrap up the boys basketball season. Didn't end the way we wanted. Kind of a questionable ending with some of the officiating, but nothing you can do about it. You move on and put it in the past. So we will wrap up a solid boys basketball season tonight as well, and then we'll look ahead towards the spring season. So a lot of spring sports. We're going to, after tonight, we'll be off until March 22nd. That'll be our spring premiere. So when you have soccer, girls and boys, tennis, girls and boys, you have track, boys and girls, and golf, boys and girls. We're going to have a lot of sports to cover this spring. Tonight we'll touch on a few. The girls' golf team, which had a trip to state last year, finished, I believe, third. Was it third or fourth? We'll find out. I can't remember if we were third or fourth, but I think it was third, but I don't know. Anyway, I know there was a big trophy come home with them, and Coach Gavakovich will be on to talk about that. They only lost the one senior, Molly Hepburn. So a lot of great players coming back, and I think they're going to be ranked to begin the year. And they're going to be a team that goes into the season believing that they can win a state title. So we will look forward to hearing from Coach on that. And Darren Carson will join us to talk about track, the boys' track team. He's got some great numbers this year. So we'll get a little bit of preview on the track season tonight as well. And, of course, the Hall of Fame Challenge. And senior Bailey Cox will join us with our In the Box segment. She is a bowler. Also, she's in the play, which is coming up the 1st of March, so she can bring us up to date on that as well. So lots to talk about here on the show tonight. We always encourage you to come out to Hy-Vee. I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to get out tonight. We have been so blessed with the weather of late, and it sounds like that the reality is going to start to set back in tomorrow and then come out and really slap us in the face a little bit this weekend. But, you can't beat what we've had weather-wise the last 7 to 10 days here in southern Iowa. So get out here to your local Hy-Vee store. Take advantage of some great things. Josh Bryce is going to tell us all about it. In fact, before we take our first break, Josh, why don't we just jump right in and give us some great reasons to come out here.
Well, we got a great one-day sale on Friday when the weather does not quite cooperate. Sounds like we're going to have some rain on there. It's got a lot of great stuff going on there. We have Pringles for just 99 cents, Hy-Vee ice cream just $1.99, Zesta crackers 2 for $3, medium single-topping pizzas take and bake from the kitchen just $6. We also have Green Giant russet potatoes in a 5-pound bag for just $1.48. We have 7-Up Dr. Pepper brand 2 liters for just 69 cents. Hy-Vee ground beef 1-pound tube for just $1.99. We have fresh from the bakery glazed donuts for just $2.99 for a 6-count. And if you come in on Friday, when you spend $50, you can save 50 cents per gallon on your Fuel Saver card with the coupon that's in our weekly ad.
All right, all of that right out here at your local Hy-Vee store. And I still haven't gotten the phone call about winning anything, but I'm very optimistic that my day is coming.
Well, yeah, I'm on vacation next week, so I won't be able to block the.
That's probably my best chance.
That'll be your week, yeah.
That's probably my best chance. We'll grab a quick break. We will come back and we will talk to Coach Matt Johnson and put a wrap on the Big Red Wrestling season right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
When it comes to menswear, nobody does it better than Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Whether you need a new suit to look your best for that next business meeting or a new golf shirt to look your best for that next business meeting, Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square can help. And remember, wedding season is just around the corner. For all your tuxedo needs, stop by Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. From business to casual, from head to toe, Jim Ireland Menswear. We've got you covered.
When it's time for new flooring in your home, be sure to check out J&L Flooring in Centerville. We are a family business where honesty and integrity come first. Whether you are looking for carpet, vinyl, or hardwood, tile, laminate, or luxury vinyl planks, you are always assured to get top quality products at affordable prices. We feature the latest in flooring trends and financing is available. Give us a call today at 856-6331 to schedule an appointment. Ask about our new mobile showroom. For those with busy schedules, we bring the showroom to you.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiwegian.com. That's dailyiwegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Athens County.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. We want to thank all of our fine sponsors who have made the show possible throughout the winter sports season. And we look forward to all of them back with us in the spring. Chico Construction, Arcade Auto Body, Northside Insurance, Jim Island Menswear, the Thomas Funeral Home, Cook Insurance, the Daily Iowegian, Henley Dental, Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop, J&L Flooring, Ocker Realty, Power Insurance with the Hall of Fame Challenge, and Hy-Vee. I can't express how important it is. If you tune into the show, if you enjoy the show, if you think it's a great thing for us to come out and be able to brag on the kids, when you see these sponsors, tell them thanks. It goes a long ways to keeping the show going and letting them know that what they're doing means something to you. So we can't do it without them. Thank them very, very much, and I hope that you will do the same. If you're in their facilities or if you see them at a ball game, maybe give them a quick thanks for supporting the Pitch Sports Show. Well, we're going to talk wrestling now, put a wrap on the wrestling season. Coach Johnson, I know you would have liked to have gotten a few more guys to the state tournament, but all in all, I know you're very proud of your team this year, and it's always nice to have at least one person on the stand.
Yeah, it was nice to get that state place winner, with the one qualifier. We went 1 for 1, one qualifier, one place winner. And the really nice thing about that is that he's a freshman. So to say that you got on the medal stand as a freshman, that's not something many people can say. So we're really proud of Caden's effort. And you're right, our whole team throughout the season, we showed a lot of improvement. And, the future is really bright for Big Red Wrestling.
Well, let's talk about Caden's performance at state. We talked about this last week. He comes out, you couldn't have a more familiar opponent if you were just wrestling against yourself. And he was with Sage Walker out of Eddyville, Blacksburg. They had already met 3 times during the season. They trained in the same room most of their life, very familiar with each other. They go out and they end up wrestling 2 more times at state. But let's talk about the first match. Give me your thoughts. It was very close, as we expected it to be. Sage got the best of Caden. Being there, were there obvious mistakes made, or was it just a good match and somebody had to win and somebody had to lose?
Yeah, I think it's more the latter. It was a good match. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. We definitely had our chances that we didn't capitalize on. We were in a couple short offense situations where Caden is really good, and we knocked him to his hip, and we just couldn't score. We also got into a couple other situations where we were he was on our leg, and we were defending. We were in good position. We had an opportunity to score, and in that tough situation, we just didn't come out on top. So that first one was a hard-fought match. Definitely could have gone our way, but it didn't. Caden did a nice job fighting back there on the backside of that bracket.
Let's talk about that. You lose that first one, and then all of a sudden, now it's do or die. At least the next couple of matches, if you want to get on the stand, you got to win 2 in a row. If I'm correct after losing the first one, and if you come back and lose that second one, nobody wants to see it all over on day one. And boy, he came back kind of with a vengeance there.
He did. And, he tweaked his knee in that match against Sage, and he wasn't feeling the best. So, we iced it up, and we got him some ibuprofen, and we told him you're just going to have to gut it out. So we were thinking stay off our knees as much as possible.
right off the bat, he kind of gets in on a shot, and I could tell he was pretty hesitant. The kid locks up a cradle on us, and we're on our back. And I'm like, oh, good Lord. But yes, Coach Warren said, well, after the match, I think I'm a little bruised up because of you sitting next to me. It was pretty nerve-wracking. But Caden did a great job fighting off his back, and then he went out there and wrestled the win and was able to put that guy on his back and get the pin. So that was good. And then I'd say that next match against, I think the young man's name was St. John Briggs, a senior out of Gilbert. That was Caden's best match of the year. I would say that was his signature win, and came at the best time. So to win those two on the backside and put them in position or allow them to be on the podium, that was a great job.
So what do you say, take us there, your comments to Caden after you lose the first one, and now it does become do or die. As a coach, you got a freshman. It's a big platform. Now, he's wrestled a lot of big matches, but nothing like the state tournament in Iowa at the Well, I'm sure. So what do you say to him before he goes out for that second match to get things headed in the right direction?
Well, at the time, being a little concerned about his knee, we were just trying to get that taken care of. But my main message with him is, it's a one-match season now. You just got to focus, win the next match. And, thankfully he was able to do it. Erase the bad things that happened. You can't dwell on it. You can't let your first match impact your second match. And, he did a good job doing that.
So then he comes back. He after the second win, he's going to place. And then it's just a matter of how high. Talk to us about who he ran into that finally, I guess, put him in that 7th and 8th place match.
Yeah, he ran into a young man from Atlantic. I believe, I can't remember his first name. I think it's Carter Cox out of Atlantic. Really quality wrestler. Strong young man, quick. He got, I think it was 14-6 was the final score of that match, and he pretty much dominated us. We were able to watch a little bit of film on him. We knew what his style was, and it just didn't match up well with ours on that day. But then we just had a feeling that, we get on that podium, we could be wrestling Sage for 7th again. And then at that point, the message is, we always want to finish, whether it's the last match of the day, the last match of a tournament, or the last match of a season. We want to finish. We want to come out on top. And, he was down 2-0 early, and he was able to battle back from that. And he kept on the offense, and that eventually paid off. He was able to finish that double leg with about 20 seconds left in the match and then keep them down for that win.
So he gets the win, I believe, with 5-3 in that final match.
Yeah.
Puts him in 7th place, and you think those guys wrestled 5 times this year. There's a chance they could end up at different weights, but there's also a chance that they're going to be battling for the next 3 years. That could be a state final someday.
It could be a state final someday. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that Sage is going to continue to grow, knowing his dad's a large man. I think Sage will be climbing up the weight classes. Not that Caden hasn't already. I believe the first thing that he did after he won that match was walk straight up the stairs and bite 2 slices of the pizza to eat. So he was excited about that. He's up a couple weight classes already, but I know that eventually he'll settle down and get back into training mode for next season.
So Cade Kosterich finishes 7th at state at 120 pounds as a freshman, and the Big Red season ends on a winning note. We will come back with Coach Matt Johnson and talk a little bit more about the season as a whole and the future for the Centerville Big Red Wrestling program, which includes a beautiful new facility to wrestle in next year. We'll come back much more with Coach Matt Johnson right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home at 856-4321 or visit them at 501 North 18th Street in Centerville. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Hey, everybody, it's Ocker the Broker with Ocker Realty in Centerville, located at 315 North 10th, just across from the post office. At Ocker Realty, we don't just list your house, we sell your house. We have innovative ways to make that happen. One of them being our virtual tours. Check out what we can do for you. Give us a call at 437-0500. That's 437-0500. Or call me on my cell at 641-895-0862. That's 895-0862. Ocker Realty in Centerville. Follow us home. Ocker Realty is an equal housing opportunity firm. Russ Ocker Broker.
You are listening to the Pitchfork Show on KCOG Centerville, our winter finale. After tonight, we're off until March 22nd with our spring premiere, and we're going to touch on a few of our spring sports tonight. Coach Matt Kovacevic will be on to talk about the girls golf team, and then Darren Carson to talk about his track team. But there are 6 total spring sports, and including, really there's 7 when you look at the shooting team, now the trap shooting team that's, I think, still in the club stages. But, of course, it is school-related as well, so we will be looking at how they're doing as well. So lots to talk about in the spring season. Right now, we're wrapping up with Coach Matt Johnson in the wrestling. Big congratulations to Caden Kosrich on his 7th place finish at the state tournament, ending on a win, which is what you want to do. And he's on the medal stand on Saturday night. Coach, your take on the state wrestling meet as a whole? A lot of great wrestlers. I'm sure that there was probably never a point when you were sitting there thinking, well, I wish I was really at work and not have to sit here and watch all this wrestling.
You're right on target with that one. So, there's no place I would have rather been in those 3 days. It's fun. I'd say the one thing that stuck out to me, a lot of great wrestling, really 2 things. The scrambling that these high school kids have developed now to where, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a takedown that would have been, clearly easy to kids and their technique, they can dive over, grab an ankle, leg pass. It's pretty spectacular. And then just the physicality of these young men, it is just amazing. The level of fitness and strength and size that these kids have. I'm glad I don't have to wrestle them, I'll tell you that.
Well, let's talk about your program. I know we're very excited about next year. You should have very good numbers. You were telling us off the air that we should have a more full JV schedule as well. That is, that's music to the ears of the wrestling fans around here.
Oh, definitely. I think next year we're going to be very fortunate. Over the next couple of years, we're going to be very fortunate to have great numbers, not only great numbers, but numbers that have experience and that have come up through the ranks and, wrestled since they've been in kindergarten, first grade, which just helps tremendously. We're going to be able to piece together, we hope, we're getting there, not only a full slate of varsity tournaments, but also a full slate of tournaments we can take our JV to as well. And that's just going to really help with their progression. If they can't break the varsity lineup, they're still going to get a lot of matches under their belt, a lot of experience that's going to help them once they do step into the position that they will.
Junior high-wise, get very good numbers and a lot of very good wrestlers.
Oh, yeah. And primarily those numbers came from the 8th grade class. Off the top of my head, I think we had like 15 8th graders and 7 7th graders. And I'm looking for all 15 of those 8th graders to come through. I can't remember. Coach Whistler likes to keep those stats. I think it was somewhere around a 60% win percentage, which really is good when you have that many people and you have such a varied skill level between those, 22 wrestlers. But we do have some young men that I think are going to be able to step into a varsity lineup next year. And I know what their goals are. Their goals are to be on the top of the podium as freshmen. And that's great goals for them. And honestly, is their goals that they're capable of achieving. Now, we've talked about this with those guys and with the guys on the team this year. That doesn't happen simply by a season ending and then waiting for November to show up. I think we have a group that's going to be committed to off-season.
And you're going to have a brand new facility for them to wrestle in, and I know that it's been a long time coming. I know it was. I don't think the idea of you having a facility was met with much resistance, but there was some resistance in it being a single-purpose facility and the amount of money. Give us your thoughts on why this was the right decision and how much it means to the wrestling program.
Well, in terms of the way that it's being done, I'll give the school district and the school board a lot of credit because they're doing it the right way. They're making this a quality room, safe, weather, all that stuff. They're doing it the right way. We had looked at maybe a little more of a temporary solution, but I think they were right in saying we need to do this for the long term. And we have plenty of space to handle numbers at both the high school and junior high level. So I do commend them for that. In terms of what it means for our program, I think it's going to give us a little bit of a bump, especially going into the next season, simply generating some excitement about the program. Hey, we have this nice new facility. We got a good group of kids out. We'll probably snag a few more kids just because of that. But any wrestling program, you look at a successful wrestling program, and one of the cornerstones is a home. And Centerville's never had that, and they've still been able to generate some success. So the fact that we now have a room to say this is the home of Centerville wrestling, I think is going to do nothing but, add to what we've been able to do as a program through the years.
Well, and Chad, you and I neither one wrestlers. We've always been big wrestling fans. And I've said to people, as far as the idea of a multi-room, and I thought, the wrestlers don't go wrestle on your baseball field. They don't go wrestle on your basketball court. I mean, the meets are there, but they're not down there every day. They don't go wrestle on your tennis court. Everybody else has their facility. It just seems almost hard to believe that for all these years that the wrestlers have basically had to just find a place to strap it on and go.
Yeah, it's a long time, like you said, a long time coming for the wrestling program to get their own facilities and stuff. When we were in high school, they wrestled on the north side of Lakeview Gym. They had the mats out there, and we used to have to roll them up every time there was a basketball game to bring those bleachers out. So it's a win-win for everybody, and like you said, it should give you a nice bump in something to call home and something to be proud of.
Definitely. Yeah. Coach Matt Johnson talking Big Red Wrestling. It's an exciting time. I do want to give you an opportunity to talk again about your senior. I know that as a coach, one of the hardest things you do each year is say goodbye to kids, and especially when it's a kid like Cade Warren that has really been a very dedicated kid to your program, and it probably gave you just about all he had to give. Oh, he did. Cade had a nice season. I mean, we talked a lot about game planning. He was really good at, and he definitely learned throughout the season of, where does he need to be successful and try and get there. Kids that he was competing with throughout the year. Knoxville's 195-pounder took fourth at state this year. Cade was right there competing with him. It's not like he was getting blown out by these guys. So Cade's a great young man, quality individual, a lot of character, displayed a lot of commitment. Displayed a lot of, he was a good team leader. So, you can't say enough good things about Cade Warren. It's been a pleasure to know Cade through the years. I knew him coming up through the ranks in youth wrestling, and it was great to see. I know he really, after losing that match in districts, it hit him pretty hard because he really didn't achieve that goal that he wanted. But, like when you work towards any goal, whether you achieve it or not, that process is what really is the reward or the takeaway from that. And I think that was that process that Cade went through to get where he got is going to make him a better person. And we're really going to miss him. And Coach, I know that as obviously your love and passion in wrestling, you do compete with basketball for winter sports athletes. In a lot of cases, kids are either a basketball player or wrestler, but you do have some that waver a little bit back and forth. And but I know that the support from one program to the other is probably as good as it's ever been. How much for somebody like Caden at state does it mean to know that there's a huge following that up there? I know there was at least a handful of the basketball kids that left school early to go watch him wrestle. That's got to be good just for the entire Centerville High School athletics.
Oh, it is. And, the more that each program can support each other, the better off we're all going to be. So to see that support, I know a lot of Caden's buddies in that freshman class especially, they might play basketball, but I know they support Caden 110%, just like he supports them in their endeavors in basketball. So it's great to see that. And the more we do that as programs, the better we're all going to be.
And tomorrow night, we weren't able to put together the wrestling match between you and Coach Ocker. And I know you guys were dying to get out there and wrestle each other, but it just didn't work out. We couldn't get all the insurance loopholes and everything else figured out. But you're going to strap on some sneakers and maybe a nice pair of shorts. And I know you and Coach Warren, we're going to get a chance to see what you guys have on the basketball court.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've shot a basketball plenty of times, but the ball handling skills probably aren't quite what they used to be when I used to play a little bit more. So I hope they're not too, the traveling and the double dribble carrying, stuff like that. I hope they're not calling that too tight. I'll say that. Because wrestling basketball, you don't even have to dribble. And you can, knock people down. And I'm pretty sure they said not to do that tomorrow night.
Yeah, I don't think the fouls will be real tight, but if you barrel somebody over, you might, or if you shoot it on a double leg, you may get...
I will try and refrain from doing that.
So the strategy can't be, I'm going to shoot in on a double leg, and then you take the ball from him, and we'll head the other way.
Exactly.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for coming out throughout the year. Exciting things for wrestling, and thanks for doing that tomorrow night. We hope the kids have fun watching all the faculty and staff members out there and see what some of you veterans have left to say.
Veterans, well put. I just hope no one gets hurt. We'll see.
Thanks, Coach. And all-conference meeting tonight, right? You're off.
Yeah, we're having. I'm off to Albia for the all-conference meeting, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Matt Johnson, Big Red Wrestling, a very successful season. We'll come back much more on the pitch right after this.
What is important to you right now? Is it your health? Is it your job? Is it your family? Perhaps it's your upcoming retirement or your lack of a plan to get to retirement. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Successful coaches always have a plan for their team and for the next ball game. In the financial game of life, you need a smart plan to protect your family and a smart plan for your retirement. For almost 30 years now, I have been helping people with life insurance and retirement plans with cash flow. It's critically important to have a plan financially for your family and for your retirement. I can help you with both. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville.
Henley Dental in Centerville reminds you of the importance of taking good care of your teeth. You should have your teeth cleaned and examined every 6 months. Call Henley Dental in Centerville at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Taking good care of your teeth can save you a lot of pain and a lot of money. At Henley Dental in Centerville, they offer a wide array of dental procedures. Call Henley Dental in Centerville at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Henley Dental in Centerville. Only 10% of collision repair shops achieve I-CAR Gold Class standard, the highest training level recognized in the industry. RK Auto Body is proud to be one of them. We know the latest repair techniques, how to find hidden damage, and how to repair your car's critical safety features so they work properly again. We invest in training because we would never cut corners with your family's safety at stake. And neither should you. Get your vehicle repaired at RK Auto Body, where your safety is our top priority. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500.
KCOG Centerville, your local sports show that gives you the local sports and a little bit more. And presented by Hy-Vee. Josh Price, tell us what's going on out here. You got a lot of reasons for folks to get out and see you.
You bet. Don't forget Fuel Saver card. Use that Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. You're not only going to get cheaper prices on certain items, but you're also going to be entered to win a weekly contest for a $100 gift card and that grand prize in April coming up here very shortly for $10,000 in cash.
$10,000.
Yeah, I can't wait. We got a big check order and everything. I'm pretty excited about this. I've never been able to hand out a big check, so I'm looking forward to this.
Well, if you need to practice when it gets here, practice on me. At least I can feel like a
Hey, we can do that. We'll do a run through, like maybe a mock deal.
yeah, maybe in run. See if I can you cash this today? Sign the bank. What is this? Oh goodness. All right, so all right, give me the number one reason why I should stop out tonight. I mean, what first pops into your head if I said, what's the number one reason I should come out here today, other than just to see you?
Well, other than just to see me, we had a lot of people coming out here tonight. It's going to be good weather. Don't forget, we've got all your grilling stuff that you need: your hamburger buns, your hot dog buns, your hamburger, your hot dogs, and then propane exchange, charcoal, all that kind of great stuff. So get out there and enjoy dinner one more time tonight, maybe outside before the rain and everything kind of hits us and kind of goes back to wintertime.
All right, Josh Bryce, your local Hy-Vee store. Much more with Josh throughout the show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will put a wrap on the boys' basketball season. Coach Matt Krusich joins us next on Hy-Vee's The Biz.
When it comes to menswear, nobody does it better than Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Whether you need a new suit to look your best for that next business meeting or a new golf shirt to look your best for that next business meeting, Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square can help. And remember, wedding season is just around the corner. For all your tuxedo needs, stop by Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. From business to casual, from head to toe, Jim Ireland Menswear. We've got you covered.
When it's time for new flooring in your home, be sure to check out J&L Flooring in Centerville. We are a family business where honesty and integrity come first. Whether you are looking for carpet, vinyl or hardwood, tile, laminate, or luxury vinyl planks, you are always assured to get top quality products at affordable prices. We feature the latest in flooring trends and financing is available. Give us a call today at 856-6331 to schedule an appointment. Ask about our new mobile showroom. For those with busy schedules, we bring the showroom to you.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiwegian.com. That's dailyiwegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appomattox County.
You are listening to the Pitchfork Show on KCOG Centerville. Russ Ocker, Chad Lee Koestner, and we're joined now by Coach Matt Krusich. Boys basketball season, and Coach Bell, you know, it certainly didn't end how we wanted, and it's one of them deals where you kind of let things go, but it certainly wasn't a clean finish, I guess to say. I think most people here believe that the Big Reds deserved to win that basketball game, and that when Brett Kozlowich's shot went through the hoop, that game should have been over. So kind of a crazy idea of how we got to the idea of putting 2.5 seconds back on the clock. But that's what they did. Looking at the rule book, I don't know how they came up with that, but
and like you said, they messed up 2.5 seconds 3 different ways on that play. And you just mentioned the first one. The first one was they were supposed to, and for all the people out there that weren't at the game, what happened was Brett Kozlowich made a shot with about 2.5 seconds left in the game to put us up 2. We had the game well in hand, and and Eddyville was calling timeout as the shot went through the hoop, like most coaches would, and the referees decided, since our clock keeper let the clock run out, that they were going to award Eddyville the timeout and put 2.5 seconds left on the clock, because they saw that with the time that the ball went through the hoop. When actually, like you were saying, more time goes off, because you have to recognize the fact that the team is calling timeout, and then you have to motion timeout, and then they have to stop the clock. Well, none of that happened in 2.5 seconds time, except for the fact that Eddyville was calling timeout, which I do understand the referee's point of view in regard to, we don't want it to end this way. We want to give Eddyville a chance, and I understand all of that. And I really didn't even have a problem with putting some time on the clock, but the amount of time they put on was incorrect. And then looking at the replay a million times this week, because I truly know that my team wholeheartedly should have been advancing to the next round. Watching the replay, the kid was running the baseline, and we were guarding him, and he stepped over the inbound line when he threw the ball in, which it should have been blown dead right at that point, and it should have been our ball. And then, by that, on the same token, the referee that gave the 2.5 seconds back on the clock also told our clock keeper, do not start the clock until you see my hand go down, instead of the ball getting touched by Eddyville. And by watching the video, you'll see that Eddyville had the ball for well more than 2.5 seconds in that possession, and probably closer to 3.5 to 4 seconds. And they did make an incredible shot. I'm not taking anything away from Eddyville, except for the fact was there was more than 2.5 seconds gone by in that play, and they had gone over the inbound line in getting the ball in. So, naturally it just left a bad taste in our mouth, because if you go back to that one single play, that single play cost us the game, because we should not have even been going into the overtime period. And by going into the overtime period, Brett Kozlowich should not be fouled out, and we should have advanced past that game. And now, looking at how Eddyville fared against Pella Christian last night, I think, when I quit listening to the game, it was midway through the third quarter, and Pella Christian was up 51-21. So it tells me that, I think Pella Christian is a good enough team to probably beat our team and Eddyville. But at the same time, we should have been in that game instead of Eddyville. And that's just where I stand on that. And, it's a sour taste in your mouth as a coach, because, I'm true to my team, and I'm very true to these seniors, because they've all put in the time. They've all earned their chance to play and represent our school, and they've done that in a very good way this year. And they deserve to go out on a better note than we did. And I feel bad, because I made some mistakes in the overtime period too. I should have taken Brett out when we were fouling them and not let him get his 5th foul. But at the same time, even after he fouled out, Colton Bluma took it on his shoulders to come down and make some great shots for us and keep us competitive in the game. It was just a little too late, because Eddyville had gotten a big enough lead that it just, it was a little bit insurmountable. But hey, I give my kids credit. They plugged all the way to the end of that game, and they fought hard. And, it's just an unfortunate situation, because the only time I ever knock referees is when it's inconsistent called game. And that was another one example of one of those games. And I don't think Eddyville's coach or their team was happy with the officiating. I don't think we were. And, you know, I think if I'm a fan that paid $6 to get into that game, you just want to see a more consistently called game. Eddyville's a fine team. I can take losing to them. Like I said, I just wish it was under different circumstances.
Absolutely. Even beyond those calls, and not that the calls throughout the game went favored one team or the other, it just seemed like it just wasn't a real good tournament officiating crew. There's a lot of things I could point to mechanically, and just, you know, when they hit the shot at the buzzer, nobody even came in and went, bam, that was good. You just look around, you're looking for some official to tell you whether it was good. We all think that he did get it off. I mean, it was an odd timing situation, but the shot probably went off before the horn, but then there's nobody there giving the signal that the ball, you know, the emphatic, it's good. The one guy comes across with two fingers in the air like he's not even sure of himself. So it was kind of a debacle. And again, that's nothing to take against Eddyville. Blacksburg game could have went either way, no matter how you slice it. Both teams played hard, and it was a good basketball game.
Yeah, and Peyton Walker, he's a great player. I thought he made a great shot. You know, that was a heck of a clutch shot. I give him total credit. It was a nice play drawn up by their coach, because honestly, I thought we were defending it okay. And when I was sitting there counting to myself while they completed the pass at half court, I mean, the kid took 2 dribbles and turned around with the ball and then threw the ball all the way to the baseline before the shot could go up. I mean, I'm sitting there going, well, that's 3.5. That's 3.5 seconds right there. How come the buzzer is not sounding? But when you go just by the buzzer, he definitely got the shot off in time, and he beat the buzzer. What I was hoping the referees would do is just say, you know, hey, we counted this off 2. There's no way that was 2.5 seconds. It was a delayed start on the clock, and it was just a delayed buzzer. You know, I mean, the clock just should have started on time, and it just should have been a better situation. And like I said, it shouldn't have even been 2.5 seconds in the first place. But, you know, it is what it is. But we fought through a lot of weird calls in that game, and so did Eddyville, because one time down they're calling touch fouls, and the next time down you could get hammered and nothing was called. And, you know, it's really hard to keep your kids motivated, and it's really hard to get them to not react emotionally, especially when you're talking about 16, 17-year-old kids in an emotional filled game where the loser goes home and their season is over. And it's hard to keep your kids motivated and focused when that kind of game is being officiated. And like I said, I wrote the state a nice long email about it and sent the video of the last play of the game, or the last play of regulation, to them so they can review it. And naturally, I'm sure they're going to take the high road on the deal and, you know, just be like, that was an unfortunate situation. But I just feel like this is a situation where you can help that referee crew get better by, hey, take a look at this, review it, because there is some credence to what he's saying. And, you know, we got to improve on these type of situations, because when the state's out there telling all us coaches we need to be proactive towards officiating and we need to be sportsmanlike, it's awful hard to say those things and live those things when that's the way your team goes out for the season. But, you know, reflecting back, we had a great year. I thought these kids came together very well. Had some great moments with this group, and some great emotional times, some great record-setting times. So, you know, this is a crew I'll never forget. And, you know, these 5 seniors have been very special to this program. And, you know, like I said, it's an emotional night to watch seniors go out of your program, because they put in 4 good years and a lot of hard work and a lot of good times.
We'll take a break. We'll come back, a little more reflection on this season with Coach Matt Krusich, and a look towards the future when we come back on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home at 856-4321 or visit them at 501 North 18th Street in Centerville. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Hey everybody, it's Ocker the Broker with Ocker Realty in Centerville, located at 315 North 10th, just across from the post office. At Ocker Realty, we don't just list your house, we sell your house. We have innovative ways to make that happen. One of them being our virtual tours. Check out what we can do for you. Give us a call at 437-0500. That's 437-0500. Or call me on my cell at 641-895-0862. That's 895-0862. Ocker Realty in Centerville. Follow us home. Ocker Realty is an equal housing opportunity firm. Russ Ocker Broker.
Talking Big Red basketball with Coach Matt Krusich comes to an end. But, Coach, a pretty good season. A few games that I know we would have liked to have had. We end 11-11. I think we would have probably thought maybe more like a 14-11. But that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. But I know you're very proud of this group of kids. And you talked about some big moments. One of them for you. Congratulations getting your 400th win this season. It's not a better place to do it probably than against Alvia. Monumental moment as well for Brett Koestner. So a lot of things exciting this year.
Yeah, it was. And you know, I enjoyed winning that 400th win just because I've coached so many really good, dedicated kids. And, you know, that's a testament to them because, you know, being an old basketball coach too, you never put the ball in the hoop. You know, they're the ones doing all the work. They're the ones putting in all the sweat. They're the ones dedicating themselves to your program. And, you know, it's just a great deal to reflect back on all the good kids, both in Missouri and in Iowa that I've had. And, you know, got a lot of emails, a lot of texts, a lot of congratulations on Facebook. Love hearing from all my old players. They're all very special kids. But I'm glad I was with this group too. Like I told them in Albia that night, I couldn't pick a better group to reach that milestone with. And I know Brett was very proud to reach his 1,000-point milestone. And, you know, I think you're going to see a few of these guys, and a couple of these seniors are probably going to be Hall of Famers when their time comes around. And I'm sure Brett and Colton Baloma could be among any of the guys hanging on the wall down there at Lakeview. And, you know, it's just, like I said, these 5 seniors mean a lot to me, and they mean a lot to the program, and I think they've represented Centerville very well. And, you know, the one thing I'll never forget about Brett Koestner is more time into the gymnasium than this kid does. He already wore out one key I had down at Lakeview, and you know, we had to go get another one this year. And you know, and another thing that he passed that on to the rest of the group too, because I've never had to lend out my key to the gym as much as I did this year. And I know some people frown upon that, but you know what? My basketball guys, they go in there, they shoot, they work hard, they put in the time, and they treat our gym and our facilities with the utmost respect. We haven't had any issues with that. And I'll bet I had every member of the varsity at one time or another this year go in by themselves and put in some extra time. And I owe that a lot to Brett Koestner because that's something that a lot of players haven't done. And this year they all did it and put a lot of time in. So I'm glad he passed that on to the younger guys. And another thing, I think if you watch these seniors play, you know, not just Brett Koestner, Colton Baloma, heck, you have Hunter Matty, who's just a football player that's dedicated to playing basketball for a year. And, you know, Braden Lechtenberg, who probably never got as much playing time as he deserved, but he's one of the most dedicated kids around. And then Tanner Swartz, who, you know, hey, he's a good practice guy. And then they're dedicated to the team. And, you know, no matter what your talent level is, if you're dedicated to the basketball team, you're going to get some reward out of the deal. And I think between myself and Coach Bays and Coach Hill, if a kid's putting in the time in basketball, we make sure they get a lot of time on the floor during the season. And I think any kid that we saw in the off season got to play a lot this year. And we're going to continue on with that kind of dedicated type of lineup. And if the kids will put in the time, we're dedicated to them also.
Do we know yet what Brett might be doing next year? I know he's had some folks looking at him.
He's got 2 or 3 schools looking at him, and, I want that to be his thing. I really don't know. I know he's been looked at by 3 or 4 schools, and, I think he's down to, like, Dome, Nebraska, Iowa Wesleyan, and Central right now. But, you never know who he's going to hear from between now and graduation. And, I know Colton's going to school to play golf, but at the same time, the kid, he could honestly probably play a little bit of small college basketball. And Hunter, he's going to go play football in Graceland. So, a lot of these guys are going to carry on their collegiate careers. And honestly, Braden Lexenberg, if he really got dedicated in cross country, could probably go run for a college too. But, I'm just really proud of these guys. And, I thought they represented the school well. And I thought they were great role models for this junior class that did a lot of growing up this year and, has to carry on the torch next year. And honestly, I think they've matured a lot, and I think they understand what it takes. And hopefully we've laid the foundation to a bright future with all those young guys.
Well, let's look to the future. You're going to have, you had a great group of freshmen. You got a solid group of juniors. You got some sophomore kids as well that gave you some good minutes. I think it looks to me like next year, in the next couple of years, it's going to be a battle in practice for playing time.
Yes, and we went through a lot of battles this year. I don't think we had the same starting lineup. I know towards the end, probably for the last 5 or 6 games, I think we went solid with that group. And for the first 5 games, I think we were pretty solid. But, we had a lot of competition for a lot of different positions this year. And, hopefully next year that competition will keep right up. And I look for those freshmen to really put the heat on the sophomore and junior class of this year. And, I look at some of the defenses we've faced this year, and I really wouldn't mind opening up and putting the pedal to the metal like we used to and just going full court defense and playing a lot of different guys. And I think that's an option we will have next year because I think the youth, the younger guys of our team this year, and added with the guys that we're going to have returning on the varsity level next year, I think we could have a well-rounded defensive team. And especially when you don't have, a 24-point-a-game guy like Brett on the squad, I think we have a lot of 10-point-a-game guys. And if we could get about 7 or 8 of those guys throwing in 10 points a game, it could be a lot of fun. And, I look at the way Pella played us. I look at the way Mount Pleasant played us. And if we could adopt that kind of defensive philosophy where we just go out and attack people defensively and, turn it into a full court game, it could be really interesting. Now, it's something that we would have to really develop over the off season, but I think we do have the talent and the depth to do something like that. It's just a matter of getting myself back in the mindset of doing that because these last 3 years we had to dial it down and play that half-court game. And, I love playing full court, so I would love to get back to running and gunning. But, these guys are going to have to prove that they can do that and take care of the ball while doing it. So if they can step up and provide that type of deal, I'd sure like to do it.
Well, your basketball coaching isn't completely over for the year. You've got 1 game left out to go.
Right.
That's tomorrow night, this faculty all-star game. That Warren was a member of your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you're a man down there with Brad Warren. How do you rally the troops losing that kind of an athlete this late in the game?
Well, what I'm really regretting, and not just no offense to Warren or anything, what I'm really regretting is that we just haven't gotten in the gym and gotten any real organization going. But they tell me they can go out there and just wing it and play real well. Now, one thing I do feel good about is that Brennan Chuba was one of the best leaders I've ever had as a coach since I've been at Centerville. And, I'm putting a little bit of weight on his shoulders because he is a great leader, and I'm sure he can direct some traffic out there. And, we've got a Hall of Famer here. We got a Hall of Famer with Brennan. We got a Hall of Famer with Chad. And, and and I'm sure Odd just feels like he's a Hall of Famer at Moulton. So, we've got that going for us. And, Joe Sharp probably feels like he's a Hall of Fame board member. And, we've got a lot of different things going on, and Bays is the lucky one. He won the truck this year. So, I'd say luck and Hall of Fame is on our side, and we're going to go out there and show what we can do tomorrow.
Well, I was trying to work on bringing up the rosters a little bit here, but I know that Coach Kovacevic had Terry Schofield's unable to play as well. He picked up Sarah Zitz. You haven't had time to game plan for her. I'm guessing you've had no film on her. That's got to be keeping you up a little bit at night.
Well, they just keep throwing new people at me. I feel like, it's kind of like when Pella said they had 2 or 3 guys hurt and they still beat us by 30. It's one of those deals. We're just going to have to dig down deep, and we're going to have to bring it all out tomorrow. And hey, if we have to press, we have to press. I'm not against that, like I said, and maybe pressing starts tomorrow. For show these guys what press is all about, and show them what full court basketball is all about, and also, adopting the old girls rules. I'm one of those big guys on making your dribble count, and when you only have 2 bounces to get where you're going, you better make that dribble count. So they're going to get a lesson in that too. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and we also have Mrs. Koestner, Coco Crisp. She's ready to take the floor, and we're anxious to see that also.
Any word on how many of the boys are going to compete in the three-point contest? That starts at 6. We're hoping to get a good number of the high school winter athletes and some of your sharpshooters out there.
I'm not sure. Your son's the only one that's actually discussed it with me. I sent a text out to the whole team, and we do have team pictures and uniform turn in tomorrow after school, so I'll probably be talking to a lot of them then. But I would say there'll be a good turnout. A lot of them are excited to come watch, and if nothing else, to just cheer the faculty. So, we'll have a good cheer section over there. And, something that also that we have going for us that I know Kovac doesn't have going for him is all my managers ask if they could manage my team. So, at least we'll have accurate stats. So,
and you can keep Chad hydrated, right? You got to keep.
Yeah, and the only thing I regret is I drafted all of my old players except B. Rice, and Kovac beat me to B. Rice, and he could be the guy that makes the difference. And so help me, if B. Rice has the ball with 2.5 seconds left, I'm gonna completely
foul him and put him on the line. His knees would be knocking.
That's a good strategy.
His mom and dad told me they're planning to be there tomorrow night, so that's a lot of pressure on him.
Well, that's excellent. Because I'll tell you what, going back with some of these old players, their parents were super. We had best support back in those days, and just like now, I mean, Centerville is the best town I've ever seen. That even when we have a mediocre squad, we still get great crowds. They back competitive basketball here, and that's one thing I've never regretted is coming here and representing this town, because when we're playing good and competitive, they're always there for us, and they pick the kids up. And, last week was a good testament of that. I thought we had a great crowd that night. We were very loud, and Eddyville brought a great crowd, and it was a good old-time atmosphere. So, that's one thing I'll never regret. I'm glad the seniors got to go out at home and in a good competitive game. And, I know they'll regret a few things about the way that game went down, but at the same time, I know they'll respect the heck out of their home crowd, and they'll remember that well.
Well, I'll ask you before we let you go, the same thing I asked Coach Johnson, the importance of what I see of such a unity amongst our athletes right now. I know a number of your basketball players went up to watch Caden wrestle at the state tournament, and I see a lot of his wrestlers in the stands at student body when our guys are playing. It's certainly, I know for you it means a lot, but I think for the kids, they know who's in there, and it's good to see that camaraderie. It's good for all of our programs.
Yes, and on another note, too, I went up to scout Eddyville when they played Davis County up in Albion, and most of my varsity team was up there watching the game. And, I'm just glad that the kids are motivated by everything. A lot of teams take for granted that their coach knows the way to get it done, but I'm glad our guys go out and scout the teams and check it all out, and that way they have a good idea of what they're up against, and they back their kids. They back everyone in every sport very well, and I think Tom Hill can vouch for that. The way we had supported the volleyball, the girls, in what they accomplished this year. Our football crowds are always great, and wrestling doesn't quite have the tradition it did at one time, but I know Matt Johnson's going to get that going, and I think Caden Cosrich pulling that off this year and getting 7th place is a good start for him in the program, and it's moving in positive directions, and the new facility is going to mean a lot. But like I said, Centerville's second to none in support of our athletics and all of our extracurricular activities. So thank you so much, folks, and hopefully you'll keep coming out and we'll keep putting a good product on the floor.
When will we know all conference selections?
Actually, we know them right now. We're not supposed to announce them until the last team is done. But I mean, I really have no issue with it because Knoxville's the only team that's left in the conference that's still playing. And this year's all conference selections for us were Brett Cosrich and Colton Baloma making first team, and Logan Stickler making honorable mention all conference. And I think I could have probably got a couple more guys on there, but I felt like that was a very good representation of our team. And for a team that finished third in the conference, I think that's well represented. And I thought Colton might have a little trouble making first team because they only choose 6. And the minute I put him up, he got 5 votes right away. And I was thrilled to see that because I knew Brett wouldn't have any trouble since he's made it every year. But I was hoping Colton could get a first team nod and didn't have any trouble at all. So I think those 3 guys are well represented and good representatives of our program.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for stopping out this season. You're off the hook next fall now, so you get back to date night, and I know Ann will be happy, but we appreciate her letting us borrow you throughout the basketball season as well.
Oh, thank you. And hey, she's a good supporter also, and I know she's anxious to put on the banquet for cheerleading. I know Morgan was in tears just as much as anyone on that last game. The cheerleaders were there for us, and we appreciate their support just as much. So, everyone involved that night. I think everyone was crying, the student section, the cheerleaders, the managers, and everyone involved. So, like I said, Centerville's second to none when it comes to backing their team.
Coach Matt Krusich, that's a wrap on our basketball season. We will take a break, come back, and Josh Bryce joins us once again right after this. And coming up, our In the Box segment, Bailey Cox will join us tonight to talk about her activities, and we'll get to know that young lady, and she's even going to tell us about the play as well. Lots more to come on Hy-Vee.
What is important to you right now? Is it your health? Is it your job? Is it your family? Perhaps it's your upcoming retirement or your lack of a plan to get to retirement. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Successful coaches always have a plan for their team and for the next ball game. In the financial game of life, you need a smart plan to protect your family and a smart plan for your retirement. For almost 30 years now, I have been helping people with life insurance and retirement plans with cash flow. It's critically important to have a plan financially for your family and for your retirement. I can help you with both. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville.
Henley Dental in Centerville reminds you of the importance of taking good care of your teeth. You should have your teeth cleaned and examined every 6 months. Call Henley Dental in Centerville at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Taking good care of your teeth can save you a lot of pain and a lot of money. At Henley Dental in Centerville, they offer a wide array of dental procedures. Call Henley Dental in Centerville at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Henley Dental in Centerville. Only 10% of collision repair shops achieve I-CAR Gold Class standard, the highest training level recognized in the industry. RK Auto Body is proud to be one of them. We know the latest repair techniques, how to find hidden damage, and how to repair your car's critical safety features so they work properly again. We invest in training because we would never cut corners with your family's safety at stake. And neither should you. Get your vehicle repaired at RK Auto Body, where your safety is our top priority. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500.
You are listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. We move into the final hour of our winter sports finale. And we're going to be taking a look at some of our spring sports coming up. Coach Matt Kovakovich will be on to talk golf, and Coach Darren Carson is going to be on to talk boys track. from what I hear, Chad, he's got some good numbers. I think he's excited to get that pin out from behind that visor and taking notes, jotting down. And I think this guy knows everybody that ever strapped on a running shoe in about 6 states, I think. Yeah, Darren does his homework. He's becoming a track guru, following in the great footsteps of Jim McFord. So, yeah, I think Darren's going to do wonderful things with this track program. We'll find out his thoughts here in just a little bit. Right now, Josh Bryce, winter finale will be off for 3 weeks, so here's your chance to give us lots of good reasons to come into Hy-Vee.
You bet. We got a great Friday sale coming up. 1 day only. We have party-sized Tostitos or Ruffles for just $2.99. Pringles chips, just 99 cents. Hy-Vee ice cream squares for just $1.99. We have Hy-Vee Easy Peel raw shrimp for just $4.99 for a 12-ounce bag. Hy-Vee medium single-topping pizzas for fresh from the kitchen, just $6. We also have Dr. Pepper 7-Up 2 liters for 69 cents. Hy-Vee large grade A 12-count eggs for just 69 cents a dozen. And then also when you stop in, if you spend $50, you can save 50 cents a gallon on your Fuel Saver card with a coupon on Friday only.
And somebody coming up soon is going to win $10,000.
We're giving away $100 gift cards, 10 $100 gift cards every week for everyone that scans your Fuel Saver Plus Perks card and has been registered. You're entered to win that. And then on April 3rd, we're going to be giving away a $10,000 check to someone. So someone lucky winner here, the shop's at the Centerville Hy-Vee, and that's the great thing about it. It's not a company-wide thing. It's just our store. So one of the customers that walks through our door, we're going to be able to hand them $10,000.
I'm looking forward to it.
I hope it is. I hope it is.
The best news is it's not going to be Bays. He had or is he? He's on eligible.
No. So he can win the gift card, but he can't win the grand prize.
That's right. You're out. All right. Kick him out of here. Yeah. Oh, goodness. All right. We will grab a break. We'll come back. Our In the Box segment. Bailey Cox will join us next on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
When it comes to menswear, nobody does it better than Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Whether you need a new suit to look your best for that next business meeting or a new golf shirt to look your best for that next business meeting, Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square can help. And remember, wedding season is just around the corner. For all your tuxedo needs, stop by Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. From business to casual, from head to toe, Jim Ireland Menswear. We've got you covered.
When it's time for new flooring in your home, be sure to check out J&L Flooring in Centerville. We are a family business where honesty and integrity come first. Whether you are looking for carpet, vinyl, or hardwood, tile, laminate, or luxury vinyl planks, you are always assured to get top quality products at affordable prices. We feature the latest in flooring trends and financing is available. Give us a call today at 856-6331 to schedule an appointment. Ask about our new mobile showroom. For those with busy schedules, we bring the showroom to you.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appalachia County.
You are listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, presented by your local Hy-Vee store. It is time now for our In the Box segment, brought to you by Northside Insurance in Centerville. Call Amy Goddard and the crew at 856-3333. Northside Insurance in Centerville. They're located right there next to your place, Chad.
Yeah,
they're
right up there on the north side of the square.
It's the Northside Insurance.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite parts of the show because we get to meet some of the students. Each week we have a junior or senior on. We alternate between the guys and the gals, and this week we have Senior Bailey Cox on the show, and we got a lot of things we want to talk to her about. We'll start with just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born here. I was adopted when I was 5, and my parents are Donna and Al Cox, and I have two little brothers, and they're going to be freshmen next year, and my little sister is a sophomore. And lived in Centerville all my life. Great place to be. Love going to school here. Let's see. Really, really big into speech and drama, the musical. That's pretty much my life. It's my favorite thing ever to do.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into that in a minute. First of all, tell me, let's talk a little bit about your siblings. Your sister is a sophomore. She's here with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's her name again?
Her name is Maddie.
Maddie. And then you have Britton and Hunter, is your brother's name.
Yes.
So is there, I mean, that you're all fairly close in age. Is there a whole lot of fighting goes on around the house, or does everybody get along with each other?
A little bit of bickering, but we get along for the most part. Me and Maddie get along the best, and then the boys do their own thing.
Do you ever have to team up, the two older girls, to take care of the younger boys, or?
Oh yeah, all the time. We stick it.
Okay, so let's talk about all of the involved. You mentioned first all the sport. What all extracurricular activities for you?
Well, I'm also at FFA, and I'm going to try track shooting, which I think that's going to be really fun. But I did tennis my freshman year, and that's such a fun thing to do. And then started track my sophomore year, and I'm a thrower. And it's a really good environment. I love being a part of it. And I've done speech and drama since my freshman year, even the plays in 7th and 8th grade. So I think that's where my strengths are. Not so much sports, but the play.
Well, are you doing track again this year too, along with the shooting? So
yeah.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump into what we all want to know about, and that is this play. It is coming up, March 3rd and 4th is what I'm being told?
Yes.
So tell me about it. What is it, and what can we expect to see?
Well, it is a two one-act plays, and the first one is just to add zombies, and oh gosh, we have a lot of different parts, and there's a woman in the crowd, we turn her into a zombie, and then things just get crazier and crazier from there, and I think it's really cute. It's a fun thing, not like, oh, zombies are scary, but
yes, I typically am afraid of zombies.
Oh, not this one.
Okay.
Not this one. It's really cute. And then the second act is a different play. It's 10 ways to survive a zombie apocalypse. And we have a lot of different characters play the same parts. That way we could get everybody in. But it's also really, really cute. That one makes me laugh a lot.
Okay. So what is your role at the play?
In the first act, I play Juliet, and she is a soccer star, and she's so worried because they're turning this lady into a zombie, and she doesn't want her scholarship to be taken away. Real goody two-shoes. And then in the second one, I play a girl named Christy who fakes an injury, and she just is a burden to everyone, and she gives some laughs, though.
Okay. All right, so you've been involved with this all of your high school career, even junior high. What has been your favorite play so far, or maybe a favorite role?
My favorite role was my sophomore year play when we did, Virgil's wedding, and it was a real hillbilly deal, and that was just my favorite thing in the whole world. But I think the best one I've ever been a part of was The Wizard of Oz musical my freshman year. That one really blew a lot of people away. We had judges in the audience, and some people cried like they had never seen anything so great, and it was really cool just to be a part of that. And
so what about the post party? I know there's always a cast party. Do we know where that's going to be afterwards for the pizza and the fun? Or
maybe it's a bowling alley. Okay. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes at Millie Taylor's house. She likes to keep track of us, so that's always nice. Real welcoming home to have a party at.
Okay. All right, and speech and that stuff. What do you like to do there most?
I'm a big storyteller. I really like memorizing. You get 5 minutes, and you go in front of a judge, and you just it's all from memory, and you just go from there. You get to sit on the stool, so that's a little more comforting because you don't have to memorize any movements. But mostly storytelling, and I've done prose before, which is a little different from poetry. You get papers and you read a story, but it's kind of supposed to be memorized, but you just, I don't know, just the way it is. It's really fun. And there's radio, there's group mime, regular mime, short films. Me, Abby Sweet, and Joe Zins, we all do short films together, and we're really proud of that. This year, ours did really good.
Okay. So you're in your final semester of your senior year.
Indeed.
What does the future hold for Bailey Cox? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I think I want to go into communications. I would really like to go into the film industry maybe, but I'm going to go here at Indian Hills for 2 years and then transfer to Mid-America Nazarene University in Olathe, Kansas. So I'm really excited about that, but I'm gonna stay here and kind of get my feet under me and get ready to go off into the real world.
Are you a Hawkeye or a Cyclone by nature, or could care less?
I am a Cyclone due to my mother. I know. But we're in it since day one.
Well, that's good. All right, Bailey Cox is a senior at Centerville High School. Very, very active young lady. And FFA, have you taken any trips? Give me some fun things you've done with any of this stuff. Some cool places maybe you've been either with the speech or with the FFA. Anything exciting to tell us about?
Well, I went to districts my sophomore year, and it's really handy being in speech because they have a category where you memorize the FFA creed. So that was good. I could do both because I'm pretty good at memorizing things. Yeah. I think that's
trips?
Good. I've never been to nationals, but I heard it's a hoot.
Okay. Well, how could it not be? That'd be a real good time. All right, Bailey, it is time now for your 5 fast questions.
Oh, boy.
Okay. We fire them at you. Left and right.
Okay.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Got a favorite topping on that?
Pineapple. I know that's crazy, but pineapple.
Pineapple and ham or just pineapple?
Pineapple and ham.
Okay. Give me a dream vacation. If we can say you just want a trip to go anywhere you wanted.
Definitely Hawaii.
Would you take your sister with you?
Yeah, sure. My best friend.
Yeah. Best quality. What's your best quality?
I think I'm a people person. I'd say definitely talking to people, getting to know new people. Probably making people laugh.
All right. Those are great qualities. Pet peeve. What really ticks you off?
Really impatient. I'm really impatient. Gotta work on that.
And finally, all right, tell me the first person that pops in your head when I ask you this question, all right?
Oh, goodness.
Who is the smartest person you know? Boy, nobody flew right in there.
I want to say my mom. I'm my mom. She's really wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that going to bother your dad that you said your mom, or is that?
Now that I think about it, I don't know.
But the easiest answer would have been, it's me. I'm the smartest person I know. Hi. Thanks so much for stopping out. Everything I hear about you is you're a great kid. Thanks for being a good representative of CHS. I wish you all the best, Bailey Cox. You're officially out of the box.
Thank you.
She gets a free 6-inch sub for stopping out tonight. Compliments of Subway. Eat fresh. We're back with more right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home at 856-4321 or visit them at 501 North 18th Street in Centerville. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Hey everybody, it's Ocker the Broker with Ocker Realty in Centerville, located at 315 North 10th, just across from the post office. At Ocker Realty, we don't just list your house, we sell your house. We have innovative ways to make that happen. One of them being our virtual tours. Check out what we can do for you. Give us a call at 437-0500. That's 437-0500. Or call me on my cell at 641-895-0862. That's 895-0862. Ocker Realty in Centerville. Follow us home. Ocker Realty is an equal housing opportunity firm. Russ Ocker Broker.
You are listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, our winter finale, and we're going to look ahead to the spring. We've looked back, now let's look ahead. We're coming off one of the best, if not the best, seasons in the girls' golf history. Was it third or fourth that we got? You got third. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. And so all that's left now is number one, right? I mean, there's a number two in there, but we're going to jump right over that, right? We're not going to mess around with second place. We're going to go right after the title, right?
Well, we got to get there first, Russ. It's a long ways away. May 31st to June 1st. It's a long ways away. So we got a lot of golf to be played before then. But that's certainly our goal, to get back up to the state and do even better than what we did last year. So yes, absolutely.
Well, Coach Vakovakovic, nice third-place trophy last year. Great group of girls. Lost Molly Heffern. I know there's some senior leadership and a solid golfer, but you have a lot to be excited about coming back this year.
Yeah, we do. We returned 5 of our 6 top girls, like you said. Pretty much our top, score-wise, our top 4, maybe even sometimes 5 scores. And Emily Mormon, Madeline McDonald, Cheyenne Chapman, Cameron Mormon, and Elizabeth Ming. It's kind of the group of 5 there. And then that 6th spot in the varsity, I think, is going to be kind of fun to watch, to see who kind of comes out, takes over that role of being in that 6th spot this year for us. It could be a dogfight to who get there. It could be interchangeable from meet to meet as well. So we've got some really nice, Hannah Bailey did a nice job for us last year. She's going to be vying for that spot. Brindley Kozarich had times where she could play well last year. Megan Clark at times played well. Morgan Dooley, the other senior, with Cameron at times can play really well. So I think hopefully the little bit of competition, a little bit of seeing what we did last year. It's fun. It's fun to play in those big events and the regionals and the sectionals before you get to the state tournament, the conference championship. And sometimes the girls don't realize it, but they get out a lot of schools too during golf season. You get out half days when you play in those invites. So
I bet they realize. I would have realized.
I know I do. I do.
All right. Well, you got, like I say, a great group of girls. Had some nice weather the last few days, and I know that they've had the clubs out.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing that we talk about all the time, is people loving their sport that they play in, and sometimes we struggle with it. This last winter at basketball, and I really think these girls have been out playing. I had actually a couple girls out playing today. Colin got out 8th hour somehow. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it, but hey, they got a pink pass, and they went out early because this is kind of the last day before it's going to get kind of chilly. So yeah, they're out there playing today out at the country club, and several of the girls have already been out there playing all this last week. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, I know a guy that got a pink pass out of work yesterday afternoon.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't Chad Lee. I told my boss right where to stick, and I'm going golfing.
Well, I wish I could do that, but I can't.
All right, so you're coming off a tremendous season. I think inevitably you're going to be ranked to start the season. You're going to be one of the teams that everybody in the state knows is a force to be reckoned with. But you have to back that up. Do you worry at all about now the pressure that's on this group of girls?
Yes, I always worry about that, I guess. But I think with these girls, it'd be different maybe so if I was dealing with boys and the fact with pressure. I don't even know if a lot of these girls even know what pressure is, I think, when it comes down to the situation. Maybe, when you're talking about, our top 2 with Emily and Madeline needing to score how they score every meet for us to do well. But, I mean, they're so calm, cool, and collective out there when they're on the golf course that their pressure really doesn't really get to them. And really, to be honest with you, especially those top 2 girls, when the pressure was at the top, at the most at the state tournament, they played some of their best golf they played. And so that's the good part about these girls, is when they need to make a shot or when they need to make a putt, it seems like it's happened in the past. They've made it. And hopefully that continues to work. And that comes along with practice. They work as hard as any 2 golfers and as a whole team, but those 2 especially last year, hopefully they showed those younger golfers on the team that, it takes a lot of practice out here to get where you want to get to. So hopefully they can continue with some of those younger girls, and they can continue to work as hard as Emily and Madeline has worked on their game. But, that comes along with practicing those shots, practicing those 3 and 4 or 5 footers for par and for bogey that makes your score look as good as it does. So, yeah, I am. But then again, at the same time, I think these girls have been through some big golf tournaments already, so pressure doesn't really mean anything to them.
I'm sure that in visiting with them, I'm sure there's a hunger. I mean, I think they expect and have been waiting on golf season probably since the end of last golf season. Yes, yeah, they're ready to go. They're already asking when the tomorrow morning, kind of a preseason meeting, just to get kind of things laid out of practices and where we're going to go and when we're going to go and what we're going to do. We've already ordered our polos. This is the earliest I've ever ordered our golf attire, so we've already ordered a few bags for the girls. So they're itching and ready to get out on the course. And this weather here in the last week really done us some good to get out there and play. Hopefully, we don't get the bad stuff that we're going to get here in the next week or so we can continue. We actually don't start official practice until where I can actually work with them until March 13th. So we still got a couple weeks to go before we actually go one-on-one and start examining the swing and doing things like that. So they're on their own until when it comes to teaching it is involved. So they're on their own until then. So they're ready to go. I do know that they are ready to go. They got some, it's not good news, but it's the news that the state champion last year in our class, Emily Snelling from Clear Lake, who, I mean, is a tremendous golfer. So some of the best golf I ever watched was last year at the state tournament watching her. They got second as a team. She won the individual title, tore her ACL for the second time in the same knee on the basketball team on Clear Lake. And she was their best player for Clear Lake. And so, I mean, I can't believe that she's a college golfer and that she's going to try to get, I mean, wouldn't think that you could walk 9 holes and play golf on another torn ACL. I know you can walk on it and things like that, but I just can't see that she's going to be back playing for Clear Lake. So, I mean, you're thinking, well, that completely opens up the whole state for that individual title. Because last year it was her and then kind of everybody else at 2 through 10. It was everybody else playing. She shot 6, 7, 8. I can't even remember how many shots that she won the title on. So it kind of opens up the whole state of Iowa for the individual title. And then they finished second as a team. So you're thinking, well, if you just look on paper, it's Atlantic and us and the other teams that were up at state. I can't think of them off the top of my head, Humboldt, some of the other teams. But, it's a whole new season. So, but, you think of that, the girls think of that, well, that's like taking, if Alex years ago would have been able to play junior and senior year, thinking, well, that kind of opens up a spot on the stand there if you think about it, Or for wrestler, if you're thinking of a 3-time state champion, they're not going to wrestle this year. Well, shoot, and that opens up a spot on the stand for them. So they're excited about that. And it's just there's a lot of excitement around the program. We're excited to get going, and I'm excited, very excited to get this season started and see where this team can take us, because we knew the ride that we took on last spring was fun, a lot of fun. Now we're going to see if we can duplicate that this year. And you say you can start practice on March 13th? March 13th is the first official day where I can be out there with them, examining I can coach them up. That's the first day of practice. Not that I've not already been out to the country club watching them play, but actually coaching them is legally. That's how that works. I don't know how that works around the state, but we follow the rules, right? But here in Centerville, we try to stick to the plan. Follow the rules. Or the AD, Mr. Parker, will be on me. He can be taking a 2-game suspension off of that deal. I don't know how that works. Yeah. He is a rule follower. He is. He does. He is a stickler. He is a stickler about stuff. Now country club is where your home meets will be this year, or well, we're gonna play some at the country club. We're gonna practice a little bit out at the Manhattan, and it's kind of a half and half type of deal that we're gonna do. It's nothing against any course in town. It's just understanding that when we're on the course with 12 girls, and sometimes the boys had 12 to 15 guys, the driving range can get kind of packed, and it's kind of with balls are flying everywhere. I don't want to get anybody hurt, but you never know what's going to happen that way. But it's just I wanted to kind of take them out to the country club. They enjoy playing out at the country club a little bit. So we're going to play most of our tournaments out at the country club, and we're going to practice most of the time out at the country club, not on Thursdays. But we're going to try to play a tournament or two at the Manhattan and still try to play a little bit out there at the Manhattan. So we're going to try to go kind of a half and half type of deal. All right, Coach Matt Kovacevic, give us a little preview of what the girls' golf team is going to look like this year. Should be an exciting year, as they will be one of the favorites in the state to make some noise. Well, before we let you go on the winter finale, let's take the Hall of Fame challenge. Last chance for you to be a winner before the spring season. Girls high school basketball is our subject matter tonight. Iowa high school girls basketball. is our subject matter. Okay. Ellie Ruffridge. Have you read that name? Ellie Ruffridge. Have you heard that name? Anybody? Well, she did something pretty spectacular this year. All right. What did she do? What did she do this year? Iowa high school girls basketball. She did something pretty spectacular. What'd she do? See how they did. Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge. We'll come back after this on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
What is important to you right now? Is it your health? Is it your job? Is it your family? Perhaps it's your upcoming retirement or your lack of a plan to get to retirement. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Successful coaches always have a plan for their team and for the next ball game. In the financial game of life, you need a smart plan to protect your family and a smart plan for your retirement. For almost 30 years now, I have been helping people with life insurance and retirement plans with cash flow. It's critically important to have a plan financially for your family and for your retirement. I can help you with both. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville.
Henley Dental in Centerville reminds you of the importance of taking good care of your teeth. You should have your teeth cleaned and examined every 6 months. Call Henley Dental in Centerville at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Taking good care of your teeth can save you a lot of pain and a lot of money. At Henley Dental in Centerville, they offer a wide array of dental procedures. Call Henley Dental in Centerville at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Henley Dental in Centerville. Only 10% of collision repair shops achieve I-CAR Gold Class standard, the highest training level recognized in the industry. RK Auto Body is proud to be one of them. We know the latest repair techniques, how to find hidden damage, and how to repair your car's critical safety features so they work properly again. We invest in training because we would never cut corners with your family's safety at stake. And neither should you. Get your vehicle repaired at RK Auto Body, where your safety is our top priority. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500.
We're taking the Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge brought to you by Power Insurance of Bravia. Call 724-9000. Ellie Ruffridge. Well, she had something pretty spectacular this year. Really, it has to do with her whole career. She became the all-time leading scorer in the history of Iowa high school girls basketball. Anybody have it? I had it. Chad had it. Kovach had it. Darren. Okay, well, that may be. I don't know how many she ended with, so I can't say you're necessarily wrong, but I'm going to have to say you're wrong. Okay. So she became the all-time leading scorer in the history of Iowa high school girls basketball. And if, Darren, I'm going to let you in on the overtime, because if she scored more than 3,000, I think that is a correct answer as well. So we're going to let you go in on the overtime, and then we will research it during the break before we can officially say who the winner is if you end up winning. What school does Ellie Ruffridge attend? That is our first overtime question. Tick, 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 tick. Darren's thinking there's only how many schools in the state? Any? It's got to be a basketball powerhouse. This is coming from a track coach and a wrestling guy. Are you up on your girls' basketball power? What do you got? It's the name of a movie. Give us something. Nothing? Okay. What'd you write? Nothing. All right. Okay. So, Chad? Pocahontas? Kovach? Correct. Pocahontas area. There you go. So now we move into triple overtime. What was the old record? And I'm going to have maybe Bryce and Darren work on finding out how many she's got right now. But what was the old record? Closest to with tonight on the pitch. The final Hall of Fame challenge of the winter sports season. Down to the two best. Could just ruin the next 3 weeks for Kovach if he doesn't win. What do you got, Chad?
2160.
Chad says 2160. Kovach?
On or in between? Is that what we're playing on?
No. What'd you write?
2347.
The correct answer was 2,000. 756 points. Wins again. Outstanding. All right, before we let you go, talk to me about tomorrow night. Should be a whole lot of fun. Faculty All-Star game. I know you and Crucey's been having some good banner. At the end of the day, it's about having fun. But if you don't win, I know you're probably going to smash some car windows, throw a fit.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this team Scarlet has been working so hard this last week to get this. We finally got in our
uniforms and everything.
We finally got in our final out of bounds plays the night of practice, and our press breaker just in case Cruz wants to go up tempo on us at all, anything like that. But holy smokes, they've worked so hard in the last week. What a great team to draft. They've been great teammates to each other. We're still in the process of picking up a couple free agents on the way before the deadline gets over tonight at midnight. So I'm excited. We're ready to go. Hopefully hopefully we get a big crowd down to Lakeview. It's not only is it going to be for a great fundraiser, but we're going to put on a show tomorrow night. I think it's going to be, Magic came back with the Lakers. I think it's going to be showtime for Team Scarlet. When we get there, I know Coach Reed is ready to go tomorrow. He had a vigorous 2.5-hour workout after school today on the shoot away down at Lakeview, planning on doing it again tomorrow. So he is ready to go. I haven't seen Bryce at practice, so I'm not sure what's going on there. He's probably had been working. But, at the end of the day, we don't need to practice because
holding out.
Yeah, I think he is trying to hold out for some more money. But we're ready to go. We got great we've got great managers and things. Tara's going to help out with keeping stats for our team, so she's going to be great. She's been great all year doing that for the girls basketball team. So I had to throw that in there and give her a plug because I know Matt did a great job with doing that with Ann, so we're going to throw in Tara in there for keeping stats for us. But, hey, we're ready to go. We're ready to go tomorrow, and I think we just made a couple bets with Vegas. We are a 12.5-point favorite tomorrow. So, I'm not, it's Vegas. I'm not, 12.5 is the team. Yes, that is West Reed. Yes.
Now, since last week, since the draft, there's been some things. Schofield can't play, but you picked up Sarah Zitz.
Wow, what a great pick,
And Crucey from the D-League, he hasn't had a chance to scout her. Nobody knows what kind of game she's got left. You could be talking 15, 20, 25 seconds out of her on the floor.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I'm not going to, she's just a late season pickup, so probably not vigorously working out with, like when you're down in the D-League, we're doing that. But what a great pickup that we could make at the waiver wire. And we're still out there scouring the waiver wire now. If anybody comes up, anybody gets waived, the trade deadline is tomorrow for the NBA, so we're kind of the same way. If anybody gets traded, let go. We're going to try to pull them in and get this to secure that 12.5 point differential that we're going to go into. Right?
Well, I know big news for them losing Brad Warren. That's a big body in the middle. You don't have to worry about. Very athletic guy. He's out of the lineup. That's a big plus for you guys.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why a lot of these things. That's why it probably jumped to 12.5 for us because earlier in the week you're looking at 9 and 10, knowing that Brad's going to be out of the lineup. The spread went up. Probably another point with us picking up a quality individual like Sarah Zintz in there. It's just we're going to be ready to go. We practiced all week for this, and Team Scarlet is ready to go and show Centerville and show Coach Cruz's team that we're the real deal, and we're going to try to come out with a victory tomorrow night.
Well, give us a sneak peek in the locker room. What do you say to your team before the game to get them fired up?
Well, I don't know if I can say that stuff on air. What's going to be the pregame discussion that we're going to have tomorrow night, but it's going to be a Bobby Knight type of deal to get people pumped up a little bit. I'm going to throw a little Bobby Knight with a dash of probably maybe some Belichick in there, a little Belichick with a dash of might go let's see, maybe a Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer always had the greatest halftime talks ever to get teams pumped up. So there's going to be I'm going to grab a little bit of both, a little bit of everybody in there to get players pumped up. When we come out, like I said, with Coach Parker and Coach Reed, they're very, very easy to get pumped up and to get ready to go. So I expect us to, not only come out and get right on them in the early going, but hopefully try to put them away by halftime is what we're hoping for. So we can cruise into the second half and kind of just mess around for a little bit.
Coach Matt Kovacevic, thanks for stopping out all season on the basketball side. We look forward to visiting with you this spring on the girls' golf. And we're excited about tomorrow night as well. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Russ.
We're back after this on Hy-Vee.
When it comes to menswear, nobody does it better than Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Whether you need a new suit to look your best for that next business meeting or a new golf shirt to look your best for that next business meeting, Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square can help. And remember, wedding season is just around the corner. For all your tuxedo needs, stop by Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. From business to casual, from head to toe, Jim Ireland Menswear. We've got you covered.
When it's time for new flooring in your home, be sure to check out JNL Flooring in Centerville. We are a family business where honesty and integrity come first. Whether you are looking for carpet, vinyl, or hardwood, tile, laminate, or luxury vinyl planks, you are always assured to get top quality products at affordable prices. We feature the latest in flooring trends and financing is available. Give us a call today at 856-6331 to schedule an appointment. Ask about our new mobile showroom. For those with busy schedules, we bring the showroom to you.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appanoose County.
You are listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, and it's time now to look at some more spring sports. Boys track coach Darren Carson joins us now. And, Coach, first of all, it sounds like you got some numbers this year that we're being excited about.
Yeah, well, I'm really Monday night, which another thing about this weather. This is the first time I can remember start track practice outside this weather like this. So we get down there and we had a plan. Us coaches, Christy Demery and Mike McCosrich and I, and we had our plan to what we were going to do with everybody and run a warm up together. But I tell you what, you get 60 plus kids down there. It was a little bit of a cluster. So we got to send out a little, and it did, miss or fit a little bit Monday, so we couldn't really get out on the turf. It was too wet. By Tuesday night, though, we had her mapped out. We got out there, figuring out, and it's a great problem to have. I finished, I think, the end of the season last year with 15 boys. Had 38 there tonight. Wow, I am. And to just see those numbers, the kids, it's awesome.
And you've got some talented kids. I mean, I think you've got a chance to be able to put some pretty good relay teams out there and maybe score some points enough to maybe scare people a little bit.
That's what we're hoping. And we're looking ahead here. Trying to look at some of these indoor meets early on. We've got the numbers now. We'll probably at least be able to split them up a little, see what we have. It is kind of hard to see what you have when you got all these kids running by. But, yeah, we picked up a lot of freshmen. There's a lot of kids in that freshman class that are active in a lot of different sports. But I've got 2 seniors. Picked up a lot of juniors that didn't run last year, or I don't think have ever ran in high school. I don't know. I think football coaches were working pretty hard, to be out for sport, and how track could benefit you in anything you do. So I've just been very pleased. And like you said, I think we can put it together. Last year I didn't have any high jumpers. Really didn't have any long jumpers. So if you're going to be competitive with me, you need to score some points in those field events. Right now I'm looking at probably 3 high jumpers, at least that many long jumpers. And I'm not just saying to put somebody in there to do it. I think they're going to be scoring points for us.
Coach Darren Carson talking Big Red track. We'll come back more with Coach D right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home at 856-4321 or visit them at 501 North 18th Street in Centerville. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Hey everybody, it's Ocker the Broker with Ocker Realty in Centerville, located at 315 North 10th, just across from the post office. At Ocker Realty, we don't just list your house, we sell your house. We have innovative ways to make that happen. One of them being our virtual tours. Check out what we can do for you. Give us a call at 437-0500. That's 437-0500. Or call me on my cell at 641-895-0862. That's 895-0862. Ocker Realty in Centerville. Follow us home. Ocker Realty is an equal housing opportunity firm. Russ Ocker Broker.
You are listening to The Pitch on KCOG, Centerville, Russ Ocker, Kedley, Koestner, Josh Rice. We're visiting Boys Track right now, so this is our winter finale. Now, after tonight, we will not be back on until March 22nd. Will be our spring premiere, 8 winter spring sports to talk about, total 10, with the shooting as well, so a bonus there. Yes. And that it will be March 22nd when we come back with our spring premiere. And the spring play, mark your calendars, the 3rd and the 4th, March 3rd and 4th. Neat young lady, Bailey Cox, out here did a tremendous job. I'm just amazed at how well these kids do in their radio interviews. It's neat to get to know them a little bit. She will be one of the members of the play. We look forward to that March 3rd and 4th. And tomorrow night, now, spread the word. It is a fundraiser, and it should be a whole lot of fun. The Scarlet and Black Faculty All-Star Game. The doors will open at 5:30 tomorrow night. Admission is $5 for adults, $3 for kids. At 6 o'clock, it's the three-point contest. All winter sports athletes are eligible to participate in that, boys and girls. We have a nice prize for the winner, and that is tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Then after the three-point contest is the faculty all-star game. And so that will feature anybody who's a faculty member at CHS or Centerville School District, staff members, school board members. You have to be one of those three things to be qualified to play in this particular basketball game. And really, Chad, a lot of what this is about is for the kids and the community, but a lot of it the kids get out and kind of have fun and see some of their coaches, and teachers, and secretaries, and everybody kind of see what they got left in the tank.
Yeah, it should be fun for the kids to get out there. I'm sure there'll be some razzing going on from the student section, and that's fine. That's kind of what it's for. And I think everybody will have fun with it. And just a kind of a relaxing evening out playing a little 5-on-5 basketball and partially 6-on-6.
1/4 of 6-on-6. That'll be interesting.
And don't forget your pies early on.
Get there early because what we're doing, we have 10 pies and or baked goods, 10 good treats, including Savannah Doherty, who is just a genius in the kitchen, I guess. Some of her baked goods. My mother has one of her coconut cream pie, Coach Darren, and a chocolate cream pie. And they are $25 a piece, first come, first serve. We thought about doing the auction, but, A lot of people like to get in on some pies, and sometimes people just don't have $100 or $150 to give on a pie. We understand that, but $25, first come, first serve. When they're gone, they're gone. And so hopefully folks will get there early, get your baked good, your pie, and they can keep it hopefully fresh for you until you leave around 8:30 or so. But so we got a lot of fun things going on. It should be a great night, and each quarter is sponsored. The 3-point contest is brought to you by the Pitchfork Show. So we have a nice commemorative basketball for the winner. So that's for the winner and a few other nice prizes. The Pitchfork Show presents the 3-point contest, and then we have other fine sponsors for each quarter of the game tomorrow night. So we hope to see a big crowd. I know Darren Carson would love to be playing, but unfortunately you're on the DL. You're out for the season. You're going under the knife next Tuesday, right?
Yes, sir. I got a rotator cuff injury, little bone spur they're going to take care of, and I'm not going to concede to age yet. I'm going to concede to my stubbornness.
Okay.
Probably not taking care of things sooner.
Okay. Now, does this mean that you're going to be a pushover this track season, or still going to be?
As long as they push me onto my left side. No.
Do you think they're going to pick on you at all, knowing that you
probably a little bit with that? And I got fitted for that brace, and it's not going to be a fun deal. And that's the thing that drives me nuts, and why I put things off is I hate not being able to do things the way I want to do things and the way I like to do things. Trying to show them just tonight, working exchanges and get basically a 3-point stance. I got to be careful which way I bend down and which arm I extend and which. So I don't like it. I like being able to get out there and do stuff like that. I'd love to be out there playing that game.
Outstanding. Well, I know you'll be there hopefully tomorrow night cheering on some of your favorite athletes, and so it should be a whole lot of fun. Let's talk a little bit more about track now. What would you look at the number of kids that you have? And it's early. You haven't got a chance to look at a lot of them. But realistically, what are some of the things you hope to accomplish this year? And tell me, who do you think, from what you're guessing, might be some of the stronger teams in the conference? With your numbers, you ought to be able to compete.
Yeah, and again, it is a number game to an extent, especially to get in a conference meet, because there's going to be a lot of conference teams that may not be able to field. And kind of that's was part of our problem last year. We didn't do, let's just say I may have set a new record low last year's conference meet as far as total points. When you can't put somebody in those, you get a guy that clear opening height, you're going to score points. And when you don't have, and I mean, there were relays we couldn't run. We just didn't have enough bodies. So I think we can be much more competitive, especially at conference. And the funny thing about that is conference, we scored 8 points. We go over to Mount Pleasant, and we're against 3 of the returning state championship teams from the previous year, and we scored 50 points. So it all kind of matters how many teams are there, how they can spread out the points, but again, what you can do to get guys in there to compete. And that's what I've seen so far. You know, we had 3 days. The kids have been working hard, and we haven't really worked them super hard yet. But I can see there's going to be some speed in there. We worked on exchanges tonight. They're getting it. It's something, and we're going at it. The boys and girls are doing a lot of work together this year. So when we sat down and started working on exchanges tonight, we did it all together. We worked the boys and girls together. Then we split up and we kind of did some practice. Some other things we're doing as far as that drive and acceleration phase. So we're starting at the bottom. We're starting with the basics. You know, I'd love to have 38 kids that I could just throw out there on the track and run, and they're going to run in top form. But there's a lot of little subtleties, things to watch for, and things you can do to improve the speed that they have. And that's kind of what our focus is starting at the bottom, kind of changing our whole philosophy from what we've had the last few years.
I know you've got some kids who have had success hurdling, in that you've got Jackson, who had the junior high record in the low hurdle there, and then you got Trip McCann and Colby Mistich coming in. Last year we're battling. I don't know who has it now, or if they're tied or what.
I believe Trent got it at the end. Trent does, yeah. And I'm still updating those junior high records. I just need the time, but I do know it was Trent.
And I know Quentin's a good hurdler, and you've got the Ginobili kid, or whatever, Gino Bob, whatever.
I do not have Lee, and I don't know if it's, and I know Lee played soccer, and then he had that foot injury during wrestling season,
I don't know if that plays into any of this, but I'd love to have Lee. We do have about 5 or 6 kids that are dual sporting. And Coach Toronis has been great. He's actually running his practices at 5 or 5:30. So if you guys dual sporting, he can go to both. And then we really only have 2 meets that overlap each other, where there's a conflict.
So give me some of the other. I know there was another 1 or 2 good hurdlers you had last year that's coming back.
Well, and we put together. We didn't run it every meet, that shuttle. Again, that's one of those events you can put people in because you get to a small meet, and a lot of teams don't have a shuttle team because it's hard to find enough kids to put together. But I think we had Dwight McNeil ran some last year. We did have lost a senior, McIlvain. Yep, and McIlvain. I'm trying to think who our fourth was. Okay, Kirkland. So, and just from watching the little bit of hurdling we've done, especially the young ones, have looked like they've matured a little. Or maybe they've just grown in their bodies a little better. And tonight was the first night I've had them jump over a hurdle, and they're looking better. That shuttle hurdle is something I think, and you were talking about the records, that when I go through the junior high records, I think it's that same group of boys that had the 7th and 8th grade shuttle hurdle record now. So I'm looking forward, and we'll have a little depth there too. So being very competitive in that. I want to be very competitive in that shuttle hurdle. They've got that new sprint medley, the new race this year for boys. We've got a lot of speed from what I can see. It's just, again, cleaning it up and getting, a few of them were struggling that hadn't been out, that hadn't ran before with these exchanges, but they'll get it. Just the whole running posture and just getting there and how your heel striking there below your hip. And so we're doing a lot of stuff that's trying to, the science of it. We're trying to get them to buy into it. Having Michael Cosworth as my assistant is going to be awesome because he sees almost every one of those kids in the weight room in the morning. So he does a lot of stuff in there as far as that drive and acceleration. So I think, and also in the 4x8, I picked up a lot of freshmen that are pretty good mid-distance runners. And, I had one the other day tell me he's mid-distance, so I'm thinking he's thinking 4.8. No, he said 8 and 16. I'm like, well, finally somebody thinks that the 400 is a sprint. But
I'm guessing it wasn't my kid.
No, it was not. But yeah, I think we're going to be just pretty well balanced. Our throwers, we've got some experience coming back there with Stickler and Peyton Moore. I've got big things in mind. I don't think it's ever too early to start planning this out down the road here towards the end of the season. Disc again, too. I think they're both. Peyton's going to throw his hand in here at the disc, and from what I've seen, he's got those long levers. He can be pretty good. His footwork's pretty good. He was pretty active over the winter, trying to get some clinics and stuff to pick some things up. And I'm trying to think where else. Long jump, like I said, I've got some younger kids, and then picked up one of them in Zach Craddockville, one of these older kids that's going to give it a shot, and he looks like he can maybe do a little something there at long jump. High jumpers, Matthew McDonald. Trying to think here again. I had 2 more in mind. Let me get my list down.
Better get your cheaters on.
I got to get my cheaters. That's the bad thing. Dawson McSweeney. So there's another guy that I haven't had in the past. I know he high jumped in junior high. So I'm going to hopefully put him to work. And he's got some speed about him, too. Yes, he does. And Tyler Sedgwick, who jumped in junior high. And Tyler's kind of grown into his play a little bit, too, so I'm hoping that hasn't grounded him any. But he also going to throw. So usually you don't see a lot of people throwing and jumping. But if he can do it, more power to him. And like I said, I think we're going to be very well balanced. And I'm looking forward to just competing now, just seeing what we can do when they get out against some competition.
Coach Darren Carson, Big Red Track. That's the note we're going to leave it on for the winter sports season and taking a look towards the spring. Don't forget the Faculty All-Star basketball game tomorrow night. March 22nd is when we return with our spring premiere. Big thanks to Hy-Vee for having us out
all season long, and all of our coaches and everybody for tuning in. Until next time, my friends, I'm Russ W. Ocker for Chad Lee Koestner and Josh Bryce saying so long, everybody.
What is important to you right now? Is it your health? Is it your job? Is it your family? Perhaps it's your upcoming retirement or your lack of a plan to get to retirement. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Successful coaches always have a plan for their team and for the next ball game. In the financial game of life, you need a smart plan to protect your family and a smart plan for your retirement. For almost 30 years now, I have been helping people with life insurance and retirement plans with cash flow. It's critically important to have a plan financially for your family and for your retirement. I can help you with both. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville.
Henley Dental in Centerville reminds you of the importance of taking good care of your teeth. You should have your teeth cleaned and examined every 6 months. Call Henley Dental in Centerville at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Taking good care of your teeth can save you a lot of pain and a lot of money. At Henley Dental in Centerville, they offer a wide array of dental procedures. Call Henley Dental in Centerville at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Henley Dental in Centerville. Only 10% of collision repair shops achieve